King of the Dot, World Domination, Dizaster versus Oxxxymiron. Alright, there's a lot to discuss, so let's get right to it. Right off the bat, you could see the energy in the room. You know, they're battling in LA, Dizaster's hometown, but the crowd reaction is pretty even for both of them. So, you look at Diz, and Diz is wearing the shirt of his opponent's sponsor, and you got Lush One fucking up his intro, and Organic, you know, he got dollar signs in his eyes. Never seen him so happy. He's just thinking about how many views this battle's gonna get. But I say that to say this: the energy in the room doesn't favor Diz, and Diz, for as good as he is, he's affected by little things. He, you know, easily thrown off, and you'll see that as the battle goes on. So his first round, you know, you look at Diz's material, A1. You know, if you saw his verse on paper, you would say this is flames. You know, no way anybody's gonna beat this. But yeah, you got to deliver your material. You know, and with Diz, you never really know what you're gonna get. You could get that killer instinct. I'm gonna, you know, kill my opponent, this and that. But you could also get the happy-go-lucky Diz, who's, you know, he's just happy to be there and buddy with his opponent, and that's the Diz that you got in this battle. So that took away a lot from his material. So his first round was fire. Even with his demeanor, still fire, but his first round was also very, very short. So, you know, it depends on how you want to judge that. Now, Oxy's first round, I would say, you know, way longer, very good. And if you're grading this on a curve, you give him way more points, just because of the fact that this isn't his first language. But I don't grade battles that way. You know, you agreed to battle in English, and that it is what it is. So his first, you know, I'd say he started cooking a little bit later in the round, and he had two really hard-hitting haymakers late that might make you edge it to him. One about the, you know, American flag. How does Diz rep the flag when, you know, his blood and this and that? And then also about Diz, you know, repping America and you know, back home, his people are getting bodied by Americans. So I thought both of those bars were hard as hell. But I'd still edge this first round to Diz. And again, it's hard to judge when the rounds are so different. Now, Oxy, you know, real nice. Love the way he puts his words together. But from, you know, if you're heavy into battle rap, you love bars, you love, you know, it's good to be concise. So Diz packed a lot in that first round. Now, Oxy, again, you know, I do think he's nice, but you know, it's certain lines don't necessarily rhyme. He had a lot of stuff that it was sort of like he was imitating Diz at times, where it was just sort of like, you apple pie eating pancake, blah blah blah, you know, stuff where it's like, alright, whatever, you know. But solid round, very solid round. I was really impressed by him. I didn't think he'd be as nice as he is. And you know, so the first round is a bit of a toss-up. I'm leaning towards Diz. Alright, second round. Diz is all over the place, you know. Totally different from his first round. You know, he's joking and then going into serious bars and then joking again and you know, doing impressions, and not nearly as hard-hitting as his first round. Not very impressive. You know, he did have some good stuff in there, but again, yeah, not, you know, you got to do more. You got this battle, right? This guy's most viewed in the world. He gets millions of views. You know, there's a good opportunity for you to expand your fan base. Take advantage of this opportunity. But you know, Diz is sort of looking like Organic. You know, he's just happy to be there. You know, you look at his shirt he's wearing. It's like, come on, dude, you're here, world domination. You know, you got to rep your set. Why you rocking his gear? Yeah, I don't know. That just kind of was just weird. I feel like that was contributed to the vibe, you know. So yeah, second round he left the door open for Oxy, and Oxy went in. You know, the thing is a lot of references in this battle, a lot, you know, pop culture, historical, and I don't know, it's kind of corny to me, to be honest, but I get it. That type of stuff is gonna bring in the views, and people gonna love that stuff. But he also had a lot of hard hitting stuff. I'd say with Oxy, you're not gonna get the typical, the bars like, let's say like a B Magic or someone, or Big K, who's hitting every line. He sort of, he builds up, and he'll say a lot of real shit. So if you like that, you'll definitely love his performance. Second round's a bit of a toss up too, but I might lean towards Oxy just because the way it was structured. He builds up. This sort of, you don't really know where he's going at any given time. He ends his rounds abruptly. It's like, that's it. That's the round. Like, he just doesn't, he's still, for as long as he's been doing this, he doesn't quite understand how to structure a round. Maybe he doesn't even structure his rounds. I know he used to say that, I got so much material, I'll just pull it out. I could jump in and out of stuff. Yeah, that doesn't really work, Sometimes it does. Most times it doesn't. You gotta have a good closer, build up the momentum throughout the round to your haymakers. You can't just jump in, spit a haymaker, and then stop and, hey, I'm gonna just do an impression right now, or crack a few jokes, and then get serious again. And it's just too all over the place. I'd say Oxy decisively got round two, but I could see an argument for either side, and again, it's preference. So we jump into the third round. Now Diz, third round, again, good material, but man, he's just losing steam, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's losing his voice. It just didn't look good for him. Again, didn't close well. Just sort of like calling time on himself, the way he did in the second round. You want to win a battle, you got to know what you're doing, And so you look at Oxy, and he looks more like the vet, opposed to Diz. And his third round was fire, and he did more of like sort of like an abstract, I'm gonna give you just sort of my feelings towards battle rap, and how we can change the world with battle rap, this type of stuff. To me personally, it's usually kind of corny to go at that approach, but the way he did it, he executed it very well, and it was effective. And again, his rounds filled with hard-hitting lines, not necessarily, great battle bars, but the things he's saying, that is the type of shit that you go home and you got to think about. Like, he was attacking Dizaster with angles that people have used before, but he did it in a different way where it really was insulting, and you could see Diz, being affected by it, and maybe that's why he was losing steam over the 3 rounds. Another thing, you can say, battle rap, is just a few factors. You gotta have bars, you gotta be able to rap well. Now, it's more than just that, and that's one thing that favored Oxy. He's up there, and he's delivering his material with conviction. And his demeanor is, I'm here to wash you. And that's it. And then we could dap it up, whatever, His defense, on point. He's not really reacting to anything Diz is saying. If anything, he's getting amped up. Like, wait for my round, watch. Diz, on the other hand, he's, just happy-go-lucky. I'm glad to be here. He's reacting to everything Oxy's saying. Doing these, like, weird looks like, oh, I'm shocked, oh my god, he's so nice, or laughing at everything he's saying, giving him props. It's just not a good look. This is defense, terrible. His demeanor, like I said, just happy to be there. It's not going to win you a battle. No conviction, You can't go from, dapping the guy up and giggling and laughing and smiling and hugging him to, I'm going to kill you, and, all this, like, it takes away from the believability. So that really weighs into battles. And I mean, for Oxy, bars aside, I mean, if you're gonna edge around, you're gonna edge it because of things like that. And I think Oxy took it 2-1, possibly 3-0, depending on again, preference and stuff like that. I do think it was 2-1 though. I'd say Diz took the first, could have took the second, but he didn't. At least in my opinion, he didn't. I don't know. I don't get it with Diz. All the talent in the world. I'd say he's definitely not the greatest rapper. I never thought he was, but he does have a unique style, and he sort of grows on you with Diz. You just sort of expect the way he spits his. You accept the way he spits his bars, but a lot of talking, a lot of no rhythm, and bouncing in and out of, okay, I'm gonna rap now, now I'm gonna stop, and I don't know. A lot of times with battle rap too, people try to show they're well rounded, and sometimes you're better off doing what you're good at and going hard with that aspect, 100%. So also the vibe of the room, not really feeling that. I grew up, street battling New York. It would be, in the hood or in the projects. Everyone's packing, this tension. Shit could pop off at any given second. That was not this. This is more of like, let's get on stage, let's put on a show, let's get a lot of views. And that takes away from the battle, whether you want to admit it or not. But, if that was the goal, they succeeded. If this battle happened on a street corner and they were both going in, then this would be a much better battle. Even if you took these same bars and performed it differently, yeah, I just don't like that happy atmosphere. That's just not what battle rap is. But, I get it. And it is a show, so it is what it is. But like I said, I give it to Oxy 2-1. Very impressive. He was better than I expected, and that isn't why I'm giving it to him. And I'm not judging the battle on a curve. I watched it 3 times, so the first time I probably gave him more props than he deserved. The second and third watch were more realistic, and honestly, he is nice. Forget second language. He's just nice, period. Let's say he just spoke English. And I might even say he raps better than Diz. But as far as like bar for bar, if you were just reading everything on paper, probably lean towards Diz. But yeah, Diz just, he just loses steam. And his first rounds often are his best round. And the fact that was his shortest round probably hurt him. He should definitely... he needs to tweak some things with Diz. Just don't get why he does that, and that happy stuff. It's just not a good look. I don't know if he watches his own battles, but my advice to him, if he ever listens to this, go back and watch your best performances, and see how you approach those and why those are so different from battles like these. Because the material is there. His content flames. But and same goes for Oxy, but. All in all, I thought it was a great battle. KOTD always puts on love world domination. And, look forward to seeing the rest of the battles and more battles from both of these artists. So, thanks for listening. Let me know what you think. Drop some comments. Like if you enjoyed the video. If not, whatever. It is what it is. So, alright, I'll see y'all next time.